G'day and welcome back to DuckZorly Gaming and our Let's Play series here on Willamina Forest with our 24-day seasons challenge and hardcore mode. We are continuing on. The weather is grand. Our ground temperature still isn't quite warm enough, but we still have lots and lots of work to do. We've made plenty of money. We've made a significant amount of money just by chopping all the trees down because there are a lot of trees. And we've only just started, really. I mean, we're nowhere near where we're going to be. Anyway, so we'll make a fair bit of money from selling off our wood chips. Now, that has enabled us to buy new land. So if I bring up the map and you go in here, you can see that the land we actually own now is both of these blocks here, which is what we did in the end of the last episode, I think it was. So we're now sort of extending down through here. And further to that, I can actually show you that we have actually started prepping our next field down through here. So we've got the border of the field weighed out, and we've got rid of probably about a third of the trees in this area. And that's what we're going to continue on with now. What we're going to do after that is, well, if the ground temperature is not increased enough, then we'll look at prepping another field over in here. And that will be the last bit of field work we do on this side of the river. I'm not going to do anything up in this side here. Because going out this way is not really going to help us. I want to head out over into here and get cracking over in this side of the map. So that's what we'll do next. So we'll possibly do one in here. We may not even do that. We may just head straight over in here and purchase the land. In fact, let's have a look at that. So the land is going to cost us $260,000 for that plot there. And we are going to need to buy that plot to clear the road to get to this plot, which is the plot we really want to work on. So we will buy that plot next. Now, we can purchase that right now if we wanted to. We're not going to do it right now, but we will very soon. Anyway, so we've made plenty of money. And we've made the amount of money that we needed so as I could go and buy myself a new toy. Yes, I've got myself a new toy. Can anyone guess what it might be? Is it a John Deere? No. Is it a Fendt? No. Is it a Claas? Well, you betcha. All right, so what we've done is we've been able to buy the wonderful Xerion 5000, the DuckZorly variant with the DuckZorly logo on the bonnet. And we've also purchased a new Brooks chipper. And we've also bought a modified Hallmaster auger wagon for collecting our wood chips. Now, we did actually buy two of these. We replaced the Joskin trailer with another one of these. So the Fendt is actually using one of these as well. So we got a double configuration. Just in case anyone pops in and wants to give us a bit of a hand again, we have plenty of tools available to get rid of all these trees. So that's what we're going to do right now. We're going to head on down and get started with some forestry work for something different. We'll be right back. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to head on, and we're actually almost there already. We are going to head on up to where our new field definition is, or the new field we're building, and just continue on in here. Now, one of the people watching my YouTube videos for this series commented on was, in fact, about the Brooks, how we're not using the front end and we're not just taking out the whole tree and stump in one go. Now, there is a reason to that, which I'll sort of get into in a second. I'll show that off. But for now, we're just going to get this started. So this is the area we're going down and round to. So we're just going to start going in here and clearing out some trees. Now, obviously using the Hallmaster, not Hallmaster, we've got a lot higher capacity. The Joskin gave us, I think it was a 60,000 capacity. This thing has 100,000 litre capacity. So we can get a lot more stored. And now we've got both this and the Fendt with the same sort of rig. If I have any guests coming across or hired hands coming to help us, we can certainly fly through a lot more destruction of the forestry as we need to. So yeah, with the Brooks, doing it this way, yes, it does remove the tree and the stump, whereas previously we weren't lowering the Brooks down, and we left quite a visible trunk above the ground. Now, the problem with running it in this mode, and even with the front part of it activated as well, it doesn't remove the entire trunk from the map. So under the level of the ground, there will be a partial part of the trunk still. Now, what we found with this map in particular is sometimes it leaves just enough there that we get caught on the plough or whatever else, and we can't remove it. So then we've got to come back through with the brooks anyway, with the T-Rex anyway, to remove it. So that's why we just made the decision early on that we would just remove it to the stump level with the T-Rex, with the brooks, and then come back through with the T-Rex to remove the rest. And I can show you what is the result of that just down here. So as you can see straight away, I've got two stumps there that are right on the level of the ground, and this thing wasn't able to remove them, so I'm going to have to bring the T-Rex in to remove those. So if I go to the wireframe view, you can see there's all the stumps that are under the ground, and that's the problem we have. So where they don't actually interact and block the plough or the cultivator, that's fine, but occasionally they will. So just as a matter of making sure we weren't going to have that problem, we were removing them all that way. But for now, we are going to just do it this way, see how we go, and if the majority of them don't cause the problem, then so be it. If some of them do, well, we may revert back to doing it the other way as well. But there's the reason why we're doing it, or we were doing it that particular way. But we'll give it a go. We'll see how it works without doing that as well. Hopefully it's only a few limited areas that cause that problem. Because of course the other thing by using the T-Rex is we don't actually make any money for the destruction of the stumps. So we are missing out on a bit of money there as well. Alright, there's our first load. So we're going to head down to the sell point, get rid of this load, and then we're going to head back up and get some more done. Now I've got a couple of different ways I could head down there. I could cut through the field through there to our right, and down the track we made down to the sell point. I could also go down, there's a bit of an escarpment here, it's fairly steep, but it's passable by this thing, but I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to follow the road down, or the path, it's not a road, and do it the right way. So come through all this deeply wooded area as I lose track again. Once you've some of you may know, once you've sort of gotten rid of the settings, there's one of the Joskins there, by the way. I've still got one of the Joskins. Once you've got a problem with your steering, and then you have to set it all up again, getting the fine tuning sometimes of it can be a bit of a pain. That's what I'm discovering at the moment. The dead zones aren't quite sitting where I want them to be, so we do have to just adjust those. That's my excuse, and I'm sticking to it. Alright, so I'll put the pipe out here, we'll unload, get a bit more money, and then we'll just continue on. Unload what's in the pipe. So effectively we're unloading 110,000 litres or kilograms, or whatever you're going to measure it in, of wood chips, and that is going to make us per load approximately $20,000. So that's why our money has continued to grow. Oh, pardon me. That's why our money has continued to grow so well, because while it's not a huge price, and certainly if I was using, so for instance, Stevie's wood chip burner, that was a ridiculous amount of money that was making, in the midst of about 140,000, I think it was, for a 60,000 load from the Joskin. So this one isn't so bad, and probably a little bit more believable, so that's what we're going to use. Alright, we're going to continue down this side now, down the left hand side of this field that we're making, and I'm going to show you where we've actually come to. So we're actually bordering the little township down here. You can see a couple of the buildings through there now. So yeah, we're getting sort of back to some sort of civilization to a point. We did clear a lot of the trees out of there as well, because the trees are overgrown around the buildings. So we cleared a little bit of that out, made that a little bit neater, and we've also cleared the road or the pathway all the way down to the bridge to the south. So that is all ready to go. So as soon as we buy that plot of land across the other side of the bridge, we'll be able to cross over and start clearing that path on the other side of the river as well, and then we can continue on over there. And that will be very soon. How soon? Well, we just don't know. We've certainly got the money now to do it, as we discussed at the start of this episode. Whether we choose to do it straight away or not is another matter altogether. Certainly depends on how quickly we can get the ground temperatures to come up, because I don't want to do too much field work, like producing fields, while waiting to do some field work. I'd really like for the temperature to jump up to 5 degrees so I can start planting some crops in, and then we can go through that routine. But this is part of the challenge of having a 24-day seasons gameplay, in the fact that you're at the behest of what seasons is actually going to do, and if it's going to give you a couple of warm days earlier and let you plant, well, so be it. If not, well, you've just got to wait until the weather and the environmentals gets to where it needs to be, and then plant. I mean, look, we could certainly plant and take the risk with the planting, but certainly with this new version of seasons, not that I've actually experienced it that much, but there's a lot more chance of your crop not germinating and all that sort of stuff. So we want to give ourselves the best possible chance of success. So we are going to wait till we get the right ground temperature, for sure. Alright, probably one or two more loads, or one or two more trees. That's it, one tree. Alright, so again, we're going to turn off the brooks. So this is the bottom end of the field, or the southern end of the field. So it's got a lovely view here as well. Just curves around through here and then goes up past the buildings through here. So we'll just tuck in through here as well and just show you what we've cleared out. We just dodge these trees. There we go. And as you can see, so it's all been cleared out. There's not as many trees down through here. There's our animal buy point and all that. So yeah, the sell point there. So we'll be using this, sure enough, in the near future. But for now, it's just been cleared out. Probably have to do a little bit more work down there, I think, and we'll certainly have to upgrade the path a bit more of a road. Yeah, we'll just sort of see how things develop. We don't want to waste all our money doing road works when we don't have to, though, either. As always, as we're going through this, if you have any suggestions or comments, leave them down below. If you have any suggestions on what we should do or what we should bring into the map, whether it be in the way of placeables or equipment. No Chris Webb, it doesn't mean you can say John Deere. Then let us know in the comments down below. And of course, if you're liking the episode and you want it to continue, or the series, then again, let us know down below as well. Alright, open up the pipe again and then offload another 110,000 of the wood chips. Now I think once we get to, probably after the next load, I think we might look at buying the next plot of land. I'm a little bit concerned that we may find that we won't get the ground temperature up high enough, so we may have to find some other work to do. So alright, that's done. Off we go again. So it's just rinse and repeat, and that's one of the things. It can get very boring and repetitive, and that's one of the reasons why we're pulling in some guests and that to help us out every now and again, to sort of help break up that monotony. But I hope you are continuing to enjoy the series, and certainly this is the easy part. The struggle will come a little bit later on, and certainly when we get into winter, I think that'll be a bit more of a struggle trying to deal with all the forestry in the wet and slippery conditions that winter will no doubt bring to us. Alright. We can just do this in cab nice and easily. What I would like to see is, I know we took away our lumber mill. A replacement lumber mill that's a little bit more modern. I haven't found one as yet. There are there are options available from one modding group, but we're not supporting them, so that won't be utilised. But if you happen to know of any others, then let me know. I'm certainly hoping that Stevie will end up producing his at some time in the near future. I know there is some stuff coming out. He's got his wood chipper coming out. He's posted on his Facebook page just recently. So hopefully, yeah, we'll start getting a bit more of that production stuff from Stevie as well, because we did enjoy his timber and forestry type stuff he had, especially in our, what was it, Beaver Creek series on Farming Simulator 17. We started using that a lot more. So yeah, that'd be nice to have if we had it for this map. So we'll just have to keep an eye on Stevie's Facebook page and just see what he's going to bring out. And again, we're almost full again. Probably another 2 trees would suffice, if not just one. Yeah, one more. Take this one here. Oh, no, miscalculated that. Maybe another 2. There we go. Alright. So we'll turn off the brooks. And we'll head back up again. And this is the big difference too with this tractor. I was doing this earlier with the Axion, and coming up this rise here, it really struggled. But obviously the power plant in this thing, it has no problems whatsoever. The Fent as well didn't have too much of an issue, but again, it's not quite as powerful as the Xerion, but that's okay. Now, while we are talking about Xerion, there is a special video coming up very soon on the DuckZorly Gaming channel. We are putting together a class documentary of sorts. It's just basically a little documentary in relation to where classes come from, what they've produced, and a little bit of the company history. And then we'll also be talking about the class DLC, what we know now, what we think or will or won't be in the DLC as we go forward. Currently, they've got, I think it's about 22 or 23 items listed on the website, on Giant's website, that are coming with the class DLC, which means there's about another 10 to 15 that haven't been mentioned as yet. Now, we know one of those is the Xerion 8000, 6000 Combine Harvester, the new 2019 model, because that has already been previewed and seen. But there is no fact sheet for that as yet, but it's not on the website. But there will also be all the other stuff, and I think a lot of that will end up being balers and tedders and windrowers and stuff like that. Although I really would like to see the class Cougar make a comeback. But noting it's an older piece of equipment, it's no longer made by class, I don't think we'll see that. But hey, who knows? All right. So pipes in, and we're going to head back up again and do another run. Ground temperature is still at 4 degrees. In fact, we probably should stop and check the weather at some point. Before we actually start getting any more trees down, we will do that. We'll just check the weather forecast and just see what we've got coming forward. Hopefully we haven't got any unexpected snowstorms or anything coming through. Be a bit of a pain. Alright, so before we get in here, now I'll just lower him ready to go. Alright, let's bring up the seasons menu. So as you can see here, this is our calendar, and the only thing we can currently plant at the moment is grass. So we will finish doing the grass. We won't be doing any more grass, I don't think, for the moment, because we're not planning on having any animals anytime real soon. We would like to get some wheat, barley, canola started, potato, sugar beet even possibly, but we've got to wait for another degree on our ground temperatures. So looking at this here, this is our temperatures going forward. So our maximum and average temperature and our minimum temperature. Temperatures look to be okay. It looks like a bit of a cold front coming through here on tomorrow. So that's not going to really help us too much. It starts warming up again on Tuesday, Wednesday. So we may still be a day or two away from getting anything planted per se. All right, that tells us our crop info in relation to resistance for frost and drought. Certainly something we need to be cognizant of at all times. Our economy we're not going to have to worry about. Crop rotation planner. We haven't actually planned any crop rotations as yet. That's something we'll probably sit back and think about and work out sometime soon, and before we go too much further. All right, so we're going to turn on the Brooks again, and we're going to get started back straight into this and see what we can get done. Now, I don't think we're going to get anywhere near close to finishing this field in this episode. I think we're talking about another episode or two before this is actually completed, because we still need to clear off all the trees, then plough the field in, and then we need to lime, fertilise, all that sort of stuff. So a fair bit of work to be done yet to prep the soil ready for crops. Now we will also at some point, also depending upon us getting some sort of lumber mill we can use, we will be going into full forestry production, as in chopping down trees and using the trees and logs, not just chopping them up for wood chips. But that will come in time, so we'll have to see when we get to that. But certainly when we get over the other side of the river, we'll be doing some of that work in earnest, I would expect. A little bit jumpy on that section of land there. Alright. I'm glad this has got a solid front end, because just running into these trees like that's not really a good thing. Alright. Didn't line ourselves up with that one very well. Right, now he's gone. Alright, another one or two, and then we'll be done. There we go. There we go. We're done again. Alright, so we'll extricate ourselves out of these trees just here and head on back down again. Sorry about the repetitive nature, but that's what it's like when we're going to be doing this sort of a challenge and this sort of a map. There is going to be a lot of this, but I do hope you still continue to tune in, particularly if not when it's boring with just me, but when we have our special guests. Certainly it can be a little bit more lively, and we hope to do that quite regularly, but it won't necessarily be every episode, sorry to say, if that's what you're looking forward to. Also, if you do wish to partake and be a member and a part of this, then it will be open to members of my Discord and my good friends. Just coming in as a random and basically saying you'd like to join in. It's probably not going to get you here, because I don't know you. I don't know whether you're going to behave when you're on the server, all that sort of stuff. But hey, who knows? So if you come over and join us on our Discord channel, then who knows, you may well start being an integral part of the DuckZorly Gaming channel, and also part of our Let's Play series here on Willamina Forest. So we're getting pretty close to a wrap up now, and in fact that's what we will do. We'll start wrapping up. Please don't forget to go check out our State of the Game video for Farming Simulator 19. It is long, I will admit that. It's just under an hour long. It does have, I think, some very pertinent and important points in relation to the state of Farming Simulator 19, what Giants did wrong, what they've done right, and we start sort of looking at what they can do and what we should have in any future series or any future version of the game in the franchise. I can also tell you that there will also be a Farming Simulator 19 and beyond future of the game video coming out soon, where we explore exactly what we do want to see them do in relation to improvements and additions to the game moving forward. So stand by for that one. But anyway, as always, if you like the episode, please press that like button. If you didn't like the episode, press the dislike button. And as always, if you're not already a subscriber to the channel, please consider becoming a subscriber. And if you do subscribe, please make sure you press that alarm notification icon to make sure you're made aware when more videos are available on the channel. So until next time, no matter whether it's morning, afternoon, evening or night, no matter where you are in the world, take care of yourselves and your loved ones. Thanks for joining us here. And we'll see you again very, very soon back at Willamina Forest and DuckZorly Gaming. See you all later.